giggity, giggity, giggity. All right.
We talking about practice. Not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
I'm a cop, and you will respect my authority.
I am the smartest man alive!
All right, everybody, welcome back to Never Press Pause. This is episode 13. I am Bill Yarnell, gamertag YarnSC590. To my left, we have
Lyle Bailey, gamertag LBX.
And to my right, we have
Jeremy Grant, gamertag KY-Guy78.
All right, guys. Well, it's good to see you again in studio.
We're working to change that.
It's been a while. Yeah, not KY Guy anymore. We want it to be G Baby.
G Baby.
G Baby. No! So we are in the process. Actually, if you guys could hit us up on Facebook, on our blogspot or anywhere, and just keep pushing to change KY Guy to G Baby, that would be great. Maybe a little more influence from you people at home would help out. But real quick, if you guys ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can hit us up at neverpresspause@yahoo.com. That's our email. You can also follow us on Twitter. Jeremy has been doing a great job on tweeting and doing the blog. You can follow us there at Never Press Pause. Join our fan page on Facebook for Never Press Pause. Our website, of course, is neverpresspause.com. And like I said, with the Twitter, Jeremy has also been doing a blog spot. I'm going to let him talk about that here in a minute. We'll get to that. But it's ineverpresspause.blogspot.com. And we're getting ready to transfer that blog over to our website at neverpresspause.com. I know I just threw a whole bunch of stuff out there. Go ahead and rewind that back if you need to. Watch it again so you get all that information. But feel free to hit us up with any questions, comments, or concerns. We'd also like to thank Chad Hembree Studios. Don't forget, you guys can check them out at BreaOnline.com. Make sure you're going through that site. You can find us right off of that site as well. We're, he's like our father figure, and we're like the little son that could.
Hey,
instead of the little engine.
There's a poll up on the
we've already got a
Ustream
poll
now.
on the Ustream video.
Should I change my gamer tag?
If I was logged into Ustream, I would say yes. So,
Definitely.
But that's awesome. Thank you. And that's Dwayne over there doing our little what would you call that? Quizzes or
Polls.
Little polls.
Yeah, so it's already a landslide that I should change it to G Baby.
See, G Baby is where it's at. So, well, guys, like I said, it's been about a month since we've been in studio. It's good to see y'all. I hope you guys are ready for the holidays. And I'm worried, guys. We did our last episode, and we did it with Tech Talk guys. And I was worried about Chad and making sure that he got to go and do his Black Friday sales. And talking to his wife, he actually did, and some of the electronics had sold out. But so, Chad, did you get some good stuff at the sales, or?
Loaded up.
Good deal. So, well, guys, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, like it's been day one since we've been here, and act like nothing's happened. Let's get back into it and talk about what we've been playing. And I know it's going to be the same for all three of us, but let's go ahead and talk about the game. Probably one of my game votes of the year, Call of Duty Black Ops. Let's go ahead and talk about it.
That's what we've been playing.
Yes, exactly what we've been playing.
That's what everybody's been playing.
Day in and day out, night after night, we've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops.
I wonder has there been a day, it probably has, maybe one, since it's came out that I have not played it.
The only time I would have not played it is if I did not get on Xbox.
I was going to say, the only time that I haven't played is when I went to Pigeon Forge for 3 days, and I didn't have internet, but I've played it every day.
Yeah, I'm not sure there hasn't been 1 or 2 days that I haven't at least played it a little bit.
I think basically we could just throw our hands up right now and say, hi, we're dorks, we're nerds.
But, when you get on, it's, I have 30 friends online, and 25 of them are playing Black Ops.
Yeah, easily. The other ones I've been noticing, real quick to talk off Black NBA, NBA K, 11? Is that what's out? 2K11. And I've seen a lot of AC Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Other than that, me getting Plants vs. Zombies, I beat it real quick. Other than that, it's been Call of Duty Black Ops all the way. And, that was during those couple days we had snow. I'd throw that in during the afternoon while you guys weren't online and wait for you to get online, and then we'd play together. Some experiences playing Call of Duty Black Ops. G Baby, let's start with you. What do you got? Anything you want to talk about with the game? Or
well, I just think that if you're playing Call of Duty, like there's a lot of people like me that hardly ever play the campaign. They're just playing multiplayer, and it seems like Treyarch with this one kind of has refined the multiplayer to where I can easily say this is the best multiplayer shooter that I've ever played.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to agree with you on that.
The biggest change from the other Call of Duties that I think has made it a lot funner is no stacking kill streaks. Because what that means is, like in Modern Warfare 2, if you called in a helicopter, you would hide because you knew that helicopter would get you those few extra kill streaks to get up to the next one. On this one, your helicopters, nothing else counts towards your kill streaks. Only you shooting with a gun counts towards your kill streaks.
Or claymores or grenades, but yeah.
But I think that helps a lot with people camping, And I was guilty of it. If I had, if I was trying to get the nuke in Modern Warfare 2 and I had pave low up, and I would go and hide, and hopefully it would get me up to the 25. But with this, you can just run. It's just so fun to play.
It's nonstop action. Especially Nuketown. That's insane right there in the least. I finally switched my kill streaks around and did the chopper gunner from the side. What's that one?
Chopper gunner Huey.
Yeah, the Huey. I got that today. Me and Jeremy were playing, and I got my 9 kills or 7.
Well, it's 9 if you got hardline.
I didn't have hardline on, so I got my 9 kills, just having fun, hanging out on launch, and I got it out, and Moon Cricket's sitting there, and he's like, "How'd you get that?" And I was like, "Because I'm awesome, So, Matt's been playing with us nonstop. The other night, let's talk about the other night when you decided, LBX decides, hey, I'm going to put a flamethrower
just
on
for fun,
and
it was just me and you online at the time.
And I said, okay, well, you go ahead. I got one more thing to do for maybe Last Stand Pro.
Which I got in 2 matches.
Yeah, and it took me 2 days. So, so you put your flamethrower on. Matt jumps on. He's playing. He's got his flamethrower. So you two are starting to do work already without the two of us. And then me and G-Baby jump in, and we all 4 put our flamethrower on. And we went to
It was
town.
Surprising how many kills you could get.
We wrecked kids that
people
night.
were quitting.
And what's amazing is you're running towards people with a flamethrower, and they just kind of stand there like,
and what's
going on?
What's its distance, probably?
You can see in my videos on my file.
You've got to get pretty close to them. It's not like you're sneaking up on something.
Oh, yeah, no, that firing range, I was at trailer to trailer.
Yeah.
And, I couldn't hit that guy from the backside.
Finally, that one team got smart, and they all started using sniper rifles against us, and it worked pretty good.
Yeah, but that wasn't a bigger map. On firing range, we destroyed with those.
What was I was on Villa and destroyed Pit, and that's a pretty big map.
So it's a good time, and we had a really good time. That was just something different we done. I think tonight, actually, we were gonna try maybe going around shotgunning tonight if you guys want.
Either shotgun or master key attachment.
Yeah, the last shotgun you get, the auto shotgun, that's kind of like the Spas, and the other one is pretty awesome.
I've done one once, yeah.
So I went around running with it.
You did that on that firing range with our flamethrowers at the beginning of that map because I was messing around. And speaking of, I said my file share. I know you had a video of you going 108 and 116 in 2022. I knew you'd put that up, and so I was kind of like, oh, let's see. And that night that we'd used those, I'd gone back in, we started messing around. Me and Matt had messed around with our file share, and we started actually editing video. And I could say I felt like Chad Hembree at that time because I'm sitting here editing video of games we just played, trying to put clips together and all this stuff, and just having a blast doing it. I mean, it was the most fun. I was up until 4 o'clock that morning doing that, actually, just editing videos of us just going on carnage killing sprees with flamethrower. So had a good time doing that. Had a really good time with
There's just so many different ways to play it.
Running
with a shotgun you can play, and it's totally different than sniping. It's totally different than running with an assault rifle.
Well, and we've been bouncing between hardcore and regular and everything else. So,
and I don't know. They put the patch out. And I haven't played Team Deathmatch yet, but I've heard the spawning is a lot better.
It is, and it's a lot more. It's a lot more random because it's like you can camp spawn maybe once, and then once you kind of get a couple of kills, you can tell that they've moved the spawn around.
Yeah.
Which is very, very good because that was annoying. Getting killed off the spawn. It's still getting worn out by getting spawn killed or getting people back in the spawn. I guess.
Well, it's one of those things where we do it to people and it's fun. It's the funnest thing ever. But when it's getting done to you, you're like, "Oh, this is stupid. I hate this." Especially on a firing range. If you get stuck back in your spawn, it is not fun trying to get out.
And what I like about Black Ops 2 is, to me, this one, you're able to kind of customize how you want to play a lot more than you have the other ones. You may want the marathon and the lightweight, or you may want. There's so much more flexibility in what you want on your guns as far as attachments goes, and what you want your perks to be, and you have so many more options. And I like the fact that you can buy that stuff rather than like I've got to get to level 35 before I get marathon.
And another thing with the buying is like, I've never once felt like, man, at when you prestige and you're at like level 10, you're like, man, I wish I had a couple more $1,000 to buy something. But, once you get over 20, I don't think I've ever needed money. Like I always have like over 30, 40,000.
Yeah, like I prestige this afternoon and I had like $30,000. Because I've found that I use a lot of the same perks. I'm not one of the people that I want to try to get the pro on every perk. I like my Ghost Pro and my Marathon Pro and Warlord and Sleight of Hand, and that's what I'm going to get.
I've used Warlord every now and then, but I've just now started using Warlord Pro. That perk is awesome because having 2 grenades, and 2. I'm strictly Nova Gas now. So on demolition, when you plant the bomb, I throw Nova Gas so they can't sit there and it sits there and kills them if they try to do it. So having 2 of those and throwing it one right after another, I know it just makes teams mad.
Well, I've been using the flash grenade, and I'm with you to an extent, but like I have been working my way through some of the other, not so much used perks, but and it's to one's own. I like the fact that we have to buy the stuff now. I think that really puts another personal spin on the game.
And other than a couple guns, everything's unlocked pretty early. I mean, most of your good stuff is unlocked around 25 to 40.
Yeah. And you're looking at 44 for the Commando.
Yeah.
So.
But in Modern Warfare 2, I think you unlock the AK-47. I'm thinking it was like at 69 or wasn't there 70?
Oh, yeah. And it was like right at the very end.
Yeah. So if you were wanting to prestige, you got to use it for
one. And you do get the better guns, but it's kind of like every third gun you unlock is pretty good because like you get the FAMAS and then you get the AK 2 or 3 guns after that.
The AK,
and then you get the Commando.
I mean, you were using a different gun the other day that is a submachine gun. I don't see used too much, and you were doing really good with it.
The Spectre?
Spectre, yeah. I mean, you just don't see it used much, but I think a lot of the games or a lot of the guns are pretty even. Some of the assault rifles aren't good, but I do think the strongest guns in the game are probably submachine guns. I think
the AK-47U to me is probably the strongest gun. That's the gun I see most everybody using.
If I had to choose one gun to use the whole game, it'd probably be the MPK-5.
Yeah, and that's the gun you start with. That's the first
gun in the game. That's the gun I used to go 120 and some. I mean, it's just super powerful. It shoots fast. You put extended mags on it. It's a great gun. And
I have 2 classes set up. I have a Ghost class, and then I have a lightweight Marathon class with it.
And that's why I don't mind prestiging, because I'm like, hey, I get that gun starting off.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. And I think a lot of it had to do with me starting to play Capture the Flag as soon as we got the game, and we stopped playing Demolition for a little bit. And I like switching it up as much as possible, game modes. But, the lightweight with the Marathon, running around and doing that, and then I'll go Ghost and Marathon. And I'm digging it. I put a grip on my AK-74U.
Yeah.
Oh boy, look out, look out.
It seems like this game's a lot more fun to prestige. Like the other games, I know in Modern Warfare 2, I did not want to prestige.
Well, and it goes back to that you knew you had to go back and grind through till you unlocked good stuff.
Yeah.
And here you kind of, you play one game and you're already up to level 4 or 5, and you can go ahead and start buying your classes and buying your guns. So it's not a big deal of like, oh, my favorite gun, I'm going to have to play forever till I get it back.
Yeah. Well, a lot of guys we play with usually we're staying at 50, and we all three kind of got into. We just prestige as soon as we got to it. We just prestige, and I think everybody's starting to do that.
Yeah.
Sully did it the other night. He prestiged, and he actually said it was pretty fun working his way back up. To me, sitting at 50 with you pretty much get in a groove with the things you use. I don't think sitting at 50 with all your stuff, I think that would get boring after a while, not working toward anything.
And that was the thing. I had played a couple games, and I'm like, oh, cool, I got all this stuff. I'm at 50. I don't need a prestige. And then I was like, I don't want to sit here and do that. And some guys like, I'm staying at 50 because I want to buy everything. And I can understand, he wanted to try every gun. He bought every perk and stuff like that, but it's fun just working through, trying different stuff as you go through it.
I've got a question here on the Ustream.
Bring it on.
Do we have any thoughts on the Nazi zombies in Black Ops versus the ones in World at War?
Bailey, let's start with you. We'll work our way down the table.
I was just literally before we walked in here, we said we were going to play zombies tonight because we haven't, as a group, played it much this time. I played it once with Jeremy. I went around unlocking all the doors just to see how big the area was, and we got killed like on level 6. And then when I beat the game, it puts you into a zombie mode, and I played that by myself. That's the only thing I played. To me, the maps look pretty cool, but it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, I think with World at War, it was something so new, and you were just like, wow, this is awesome. And you go back and you play that first Zombies map, and it was so simple. And it's like, I think we could go in there now and just hold it down forever. And then they kind of got more complex and more complex. And then the ones that we played that day, I mean, there were doors everywhere, and they were coming in from the roof. And it seemed like this one is a lot more haywire.
The first zombie map was pretty much a 2-story house, a small 2-story house. The one you unlock, spoiler alert, at the end of the game is it the White House, or where are you at?
The Pentagon.
Pentagon. It's huge. So,
yeah, and it got to the point on the on the World at War maps that you pretty much figured out a strategy pretty quickly to know, okay, we need to have 2 people here and 1 person here, and we can hold it down for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm sure their strategies with Black Ops, but it just seems like they were kind of funneling in from more places than just a couple of choke points.
Yeah, there was some doors. Well, in the Pentagon, there's glass doors that didn't look like where zombies would come out, and they would start coming out of there, and I was kind of surprised when they started coming out.
I liked World of War just because of the fact that we could actually get to level 6, 7, 8, 10 and work your way up. This one, I had to play with the kids to get past level 10 on this one, on the new one. And they, of course, knew the secrets and had tried it and had the patience to do that. Yeah, I think we're getting to the point where, like, look, we either want to be getting XP and going through, or we want to be killing zombies and holding it down for about 21 levels. That doesn't happen anymore, especially with the crawlers and they have Nova Gas crawlers, and it's just a hot mess. I really can't. Now? The crawlers have Nova Gas. When you blow them and shoot them, they blow up with Nova Gas. Finally,
oh wow!
Apparently, you got to go to the stage and go there, and you can kind of hold it down. It's just crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. I like the old maps. We're gonna try out hopefully the Pentagon tonight, and we'll let you guys know about that the next time we're on. But who knows?
And this week, Activision announced that February 1st, the first map pack, I think they're calling it First Strike, will come out. It's going to have 4 multiplayer maps,
and they're all new ones.
All new ones. Nothing remakes from World at War or anything like that. One of them is called Stadium. It's a hockey rink, and it sounds really cool.
It's in America, too.
An American hockey rink, and then there's going to be a new Zombies map. So it's going to be 1,200 points, which I'm still not down with.
I'm down.
But I will with Modern Warfare 2. I paid for the first one, and I was like, okay, you're basically skinning two of the old maps, giving me 2 new maps. That's not worth it. But for Black Ops, I'll buy those.
4 new.
But we haven't played online like this in forever. Before we go to the break, real quick, I wanted to say, forgot what I wanted to say, so it doesn't matter. So
The poll?
The poll is in for G Baby changing his name to G Baby. We have an 80% yes and a 20% no. So
Done tonight.
Done. We're going on.
Somebody sent him 400.
Oh no, that's what I wanted to know. Who won the bet? Do we know who won the bet for the Call of Duty?
I said
between the
January
three of us?
15th, didn't I?
I said January 24th.
See, I said
something.
the end of December because I thought they would try to get everybody right after Christmas.
I probably did win because I'm awesome. So, but we will go to our first commercial break.
You did the whole Price is Right thing. I mean, where you bid like just one day
one,
over.
Yeah, one day over. This is Never Press Pause, episode 13, and we'll be right back after this break. All right, guys, we are back with Never Press Pause, episode 13. Right going into the break, we talked about 80% of our fans on Ustream watching live right now decided that they wanted G-Baby or Kai Guy, or KY Guy, 78 to change his name to G-Baby. We've been working on this for about 2 months on the backslide. 80% of the viewers have now decided that would be a good idea.
I had a kid today. I was playing Team Tactical this morning, and he was like, "Kai Guy, they're coming around," and so we're out in the lobby, and he was like, "What is that Kai Guy?" I was like, "That's my name. It's Kai." Like, have you not heard that before?
Like Kai Pfeiffer.
Like Ty, except Kai. I was like, my mom, "Oh, that's a really cool name." Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Are you guys friends now?
Yeah, we are.
At least you wanted me constant hate mail from people.
He wanted me to...
Well, it's because you cheat.
Because you're using that steady aim mod.
All right, we have talked about Call of Duty way too much. Sorry, guys. I know we are all interested in it. Fans, we now have a new pool. We have a new pool on Ustream. See, it's a stream.
Oh, it just popped up, too, as soon as you said that.
What is your favorite Christmas movies? And you got your 4 choices on there. Matt has already chimed in with all of the other reindeer.
Well, that's a Christmas special. It's not a movie.
Well, it's also my brother, and he's probably 3/5.
He's probably hitting the eggnog.
He's probably hit the eggnog a little too hard.
So
today,
the 4 choices are Elf, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Christmas Story, or some other movie that we don't have up there. And so I'm going to put mine in for.
Type in your votes. I'm going to go ahead and we'll segue this way right into what you've been watching, but I'm going to go ahead and say Elf and Christmas Story are my favorite 2 movies for Christmas of all time. So
if somebody said you have to sit down and choose one to watch,
Story,
it'd be Christmas Vacation.
No, Christmas Story.
I can sit and I'd laugh so hard.
See, I will watch all 3 of those in the next few days.
Yeah.
Because I have Elf and Christmas Vacation on DVD.
And then the 24 hours of
Christmas they're doing
Story.
like 36 hours.
Thank goodness. Because I get so tired of waking up that next day after Christmas and not being able to watch it again. So, and that's the best part of Christmas is being able to watch that at any given time. So those are our picks for the movies there, but you guys can vote on it. And here we go. Let's talk about what you've been watching. I'll go ahead and kick it off. Started watching On Demand, finally got our DVR working again, and started watching Boardwalk Empire. And, not bad. 20 setting, right at Prohibition to start. A little Al Capone character in there. HBO's pretty good about doing timepieces like that, and they do, I think, a really great job. Really been enjoying that. About 6 or 7 episodes in. As long as my DVR will start working again and my On Demand will start working again, I'll be able to finish it off before it goes away on, January 4th. But have enjoyed it. Steve Buscemi doing a great job. Some of the other characters. Who's the kid that runs away to Chicago? What's the character's name? Runs away over to with Capone and stuff. Yeah.
I like his character.
Yeah, I like his character. Really enjoying the storyline.
Did you finish the season?
No, I'm about halfway through. If you would have just been listening to me,
he turns pretty big. He gets pretty big time here.
Well, that's what I was guessing with him and. With him and Capone going together, you can just imagine that it's going to get crazy. All right, so what you been watching, Bay?
Pretty much all the TV season shows are over, so nothing's really been good on. So we've been checking out movies here lately, but one I'll talk about is we all went and watched Tron.
Yes, sir.
Tron in 3D. Disney's been hyping it as I think they're wanting it to compete or say it's like on the level of Avatar as far as creativity and 3D and stuff like that, which it's not.
It's not even close. You don't.
No.
Nothing can compare to Avatar at this point.
No.
There's nothing going to compare to Avatar in the next 5
The
years.
3D definitely didn't. And I don't know. I liked the movie.
Let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
You said the 3D doesn't compare to Avatar. It comes up with a warning screen before you start watching that most of it was shot in 2D and that you're not supposed to remove your glasses, even though most of it's not going to be 3D anyway.
It didn't say most. It said there are several scenes, and so
It was pretty much real world. I watched when the real world parts. I just took my
yeah. So I kept like raising my glasses up.
See, I get used to glasses. I don't even notice them, but I mean.
But I would think that Tron, like I had high hopes for the 3D. Because with everything that movie could have brought to 3D, I felt really disappointed. I think that's one of the reasons I didn't like the movie as well as I thought I would, is because I was kind of let down by the 3D.
Well, when we went and watched Avatar, I thought the coolest 3D effects in Avatar was when they were holding their computer screens and the lights and stuff like that. And that's all Tron is lights and black. And it didn't like pop out or nothing.
Yeah.
So, but to me, it was a pretty good story and everything, but it's one of those, at least for me, it's like they didn't explain enough of what was going on as far as, The Matrix, when you watch The Matrix, it told exactly, how the people got in the world and stuff like this. And in this one, it's like, oh, the guy steps in front of a laser and gets put in a computer world.
Well, the first one...
Yeah, but they made this movie, like... To be like a first one. I mean, yeah, it is a sequel, but they kind of made it so people that didn't. But did he not just sit in front of a laser and get put in a computer world? And they were like, "That's how it happens."
Well, I also think you didn't see the first Tron.
Did they explain it in that?
Well,
it's more about the grid. It's more about getting into that cyber world. But you got to understand in the context of when that was going on was, I mean, it was almost pre-internet. Like you didn't have.
Yeah.
Like, computers were still new. They still took up rooms this size to run computers. It wasn't like, hey, we have laptops and we have cell phones that are better than... I mean, our cell phones now are better than those computers were back then. And so it was a whole different world.
Well, and then another... Like, he's the creator and everything, but he can't just stop making stuff... Or, I don't know. It kind of left me with a lot of questions.
Well, I mean, you and your non-'80s movie watching, I mean...
But they just didn't explain how any of the stuff in Tron World works. It's like, you just gotta believe that it's going on.
I put a blog up after we watched it, and I was like, I think that was one of the problems, is if you hadn't seen the first one, there was so much stuff you needed to know that they tried to kind of explain it to you, but... you were kind of lost, and you never really explained what was going on. Just
it's one of those movies where when it ended, you're like, why didn't he just do that at the first?
Well, I mean, you got.
Why didn't he?
They're trying to get all the special effects in. They're trying to get all this talking.
Why didn't he do what he did at the end?
Because it took his son to make him realize he could do that.
Yeah, he realized that perfection was right. We're like ruining the movie for Dwayne right now.
Well, like when he walks into when he goes back to the world, the grid, he's like changing stuff up and like doing whatever he wants, kind of like Neo. But he spent like
going back to the Matrix.
Well, it's kind of the same thing. It's a computer world.
I know.
But he spent 50 years, outside the grid because he couldn't,
Real quick, I want to give a quick shout out to Miss Burdine, old Burr Nasty mom. She's watching, so everybody say hi to Miss Burdine real quick.
Hi, Miss Burdine.
She's gonna love that. He said. Okay, so Tron, I enjoyed.
I liked it.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely
about the soundtrack.
I would recommend it because
you said the soundtrack's better than the movie.
I love this.
Was it
just watching the movie?
Yeah, Daft Punk.
Well, when we were watching the movie, there's a club scene, and I was like, "That's Daft Punk." They were the DJs because they wear the headgear and stuff like that. So I looked it up on iTunes, and it's gotten it's one of the most downloaded things going right now. So I downloaded it, and it's a lot of stuff is short, but then there's some stuff that's longer, and I listened to it playing video games.
Yeah, you said you're loving it, rocking it out, playing. All right. Kai Guy / G Baby, what you been watching, bud?
kind of been getting caught up on DVR, but also been getting caught up on Netflix. I've watched several movies the last few days. I watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the new Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey, and then right before we came over here, I watched Easy A with Emma Stone.
I'm glad you said that because I've got to switch because Lost is actually Instacube, so I don't need to get it coming to the house, and I'm trying to watch season 6 on that. But now that's another thing. We talked about this a little bit earlier, and since Steven has been here and he's online, hitting us up with some questions and stuff. I've noticed that he has been on there and actually has been doing his Netflix InstaQ. Have you guys noticed the new update with the Netflix InstaQ? You don't do Netflix. Yeah, well, now you can browse from your Xbox. You don't have to get on your computer. You can browse straight from there at whatever genre or anything else, and it makes it a lot nicer. I still had to put my activation code in, but I was like, because my cell phone. So
the thing that I didn't like about the InstaQ before was that it only had the movies that I had added, and you had to scroll through all of them. But now you can go in and search, and it's a lot more user friendly now. And we have said this, but we said it on the Black Friday show that gaming systems are becoming multimedia devices now. And I watch just as many movies streaming through Netflix. I've just got them in the mail. I want to sit down and watch something. I'll just go jump on my Xbox or my PS3.
Well, you got that. Now you got ESPN, which, by the way, I tried to get on it the other day. There was an update. And then when I did it, they said I had to put in a password for ESPN3 content. This was like 2 days ago.
What about, real quick on that note, has anybody done Last FM?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
kind of Pandora.
I didn't like
it. Yeah, it's exactly what it is, except not as good as Pandora.
Yeah, it's not. I downloaded it on my phone, and I was like,
I didn't think you got as good a variety of music.
Okay. What was Rhapsody? Did you see their new advertising ads? $10 a month, all the music you want.
Well, Xbox is doing that with their Zune. There's a Zune Pass now. You can get and play all the music you want from your Xbox.
That's not too bad.
I know. Well, one of the things I think too is like LimeWire basically getting shut down
has opened the door for a lot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these people are like, hey, we can pick up a lot of users, and charge cheap rather than doing the iTunes model by song.
I do think within the next year or two, iTunes will have a subscription where it's
$20, $10 a month. And
all the music you want. Because actually, a lot of people, they had a big conference like a few weeks ago. A lot of people thought they would do that there, but they announced something else.
Of course they did.
Oh, they announced an app store for their computers now. So
and like another thing you're going to see is like Hulu is doing, is it Hulu Prime or whatever, where you can get the newer episodes of shows and go back and watch older episodes that aren't up on the side. And I think, I believe they said Microsoft was trying to get that on the Xbox. And so you're looking at an Xbox as, you can watch movies, you can watch TV. The guys on Giant Bomb are talking about, if you've got an Xbox, why do you need cable?
If you can get on, if I could get on Hulu from Xbox,
I think you can on PS3.
And if it goes with my subscription, maybe it bump me up $5-10 more a month. I'm paying $60 for Xbox Live. I got my Netflix. Then I've got my Hulu. So, say I missed Glee last night. All I did was type in Glee, and I watched last night's episode. The next day. I don't think there's a lot stopping me from going away from cable.
The only thing, the number one channel that I watch is TBS. Because from 5 till 8, it's Seinfeld, The Office. It's all these great shows, and we probably watch that more than anything. That Family Guy, it all comes on at that time.
I'm just looking forward to the day that I don't have to get 180 channels, and I primarily watch 30 of them. I cannot wait for the day that it's kind of a la carte. You get to pick the channels you want, and to me, that just seems like it makes sense because, I would get HBO and Showtime and all of those, premium, which I do have most of those now, but I'm already paying $90. So you want me to pay another $20 for HBO? I think if they were just like, hey, for $25 you can pick whatever 20 channels you want, or for 50 you pick 45.
See, that's one of the reasons I like going upstairs and watching the regular TV with cable in it, is because I can still flip through the channels. You know, with the DVR or, you know, Dish or DirecTV, when you change the channel, it takes a second to register.
It does.
And it's
like a little lag.
Yeah, and so flipping the channels is like a thing of the past. You got to go to your guide and you got to look through it. And I'm like, this isn't as fun as sitting here flipping through, because I'll work my way up to 60 and then hit 02 and then work my way right back up to 60 again. You know, and just do that time and time again. And Liz goes crazy about it sometimes, but
it was fun. That was the days.
I mean, I love flipping. I literally flipping through channels is what we did.
Oh, Amanda's a big guide person, but not the big guide, like the little.
The 2 scroll on the
Well, on
bottom.
DirecTV, there's a 1 scroll. It's just got one thing.
Matt does that on the DVR.
And you can just fly.
What I like about Dish Network, which is what I have, that is I can go in and set up the guide to only show the channels I want it to show.
Yeah, I can.
So
that's
I can,
pretty cool.
I can just set up my whole thing is to only turn to channels I want it to turn to.
Oh, see, on the TV upstairs, I got like favorites, but there's only like 5 or 6 slots. But you know, I mean, I still like. But then I'll miss Ninja Warrior. You know, if I remember that.
We got the results for the poll there. Yarnell stops, and Yarnell's not a good multitasker.
Not multitasking
He's like,
at all.
I don't
So-
want to stop in mid sentence.
The poll results
Stocking
came
amounts,
in.
telling the truth.
The favorite Christmas movie, pretty large margin, 55%. Elf.
Elf. I mean, it's a funny movie. Even
But-
you know, it's the generation of everybody.
Yeah,
still
But I also
loves
think
Will
it's the
Ferrell.
newest one on that list too.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how you can't like I was gonna say Christmas Story should have gotten some votes, but
it was 33%.
the only other was Matt with
Matt,
Ollie.
Olive, the other reindeer.
So he just talked about me kicking him off Slingbox, and then he said some choice words to me about it. So thanks, Matt. Anything else? Anybody been watching? Anything good going on? We watched Tron. Anything you want to see coming out in the theaters?
You know, I want to see True Grit and The Fighter. I want to see The Fighter real bad. Everybody I've talked to said it's great. And I like Mark Wahlberg and all his stuff. He's usually pretty good. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to True Grit as well, and a couple of movies came out on DVD that I just didn't get a chance to see in the theaters, like The Town.
yeah,
Town
I wanna
was
see
good.
that. And then, like I said, Easy A, I watched that today. I was wanting to see that, and then Machete's coming out here in a couple of weeks.
What's that new?
Looking forward to seeing that.
What's the new animated movie that just came out?
The Guardian.
No,
The Owls.
Tangled,
no,
Yogi Bear
no, not in movies. On DVD.
Things coming
on
bears.
DVD.
Yeah, Steve Carell's voice in it.
Oh, Despicable Me.
yeah, I want to see that.
Oh yes, I
That
definitely want
looks
to see that
pretty
one.
good.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is another one I want to see, but
Now, I will say Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, I liked it, but it is very... I liked it because of how big of a nerd I am, and so I like some of the nerdy little things they did, but the movie, like the script, is kind of a mess.
Green Hornet is coming out.
Which I will say they had a 3D trailer for that, and that seemed like the more I see of Green Hornet, the more I'm kind of like, this may be okay.
The new trailer.
The new trailer
looked
is
a
getting
lot
better.
better.
I think they went back in and did a little bit of work
Yeah, the
with
new
it.
trailer
'cause
looked a lot better.
At the beginning, it looked so cheesy and dumb. I am kind of looking forward. Maybe I don't know if I'd go out to the theaters to see that in 3D
No.
because I don't care about 3D enough. But
Now, Jeremy knew about this movie. I didn't know about it, and it blew my mind when we went to watch Tron, the previews.
Human Centipede.
No, so we were sitting there, and there's this cowboy out in the field, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a Western movie. He's got some weird thing on his wrist, and then Harrison Ford rides up on a horse, and it's the guy with the weird thing on his wrist is...
Viggo Mortensen.
No,
Oh, no, Clive Owen.
no. It's James
Daniel
Bond.
Craig, Daniel Craig.
James Bond.
I'm just naming out.
So I'm like, oh, this Western's going to be awesome with all these good actors. And then these lights come on in the sky, and aliens start shooting stuff down. And I looked at while we were watching the previews. I said, "What's this? Cowboys versus aliens?"
And it sure is.
Boom! Cowboys versus aliens.
That just happened.
And I want to see it. Like, it looked total. I mean, literally, cowboys shooting their 6-shooters at alien ships. But Daniel Craig has this weapon on his wrist, and I guess he doesn't know how it got there.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see the movie.
Surely the aliens wouldn't put it on him to fight themselves.
Cowboys versus Ninjas, and then we'll go straight into Cowboys versus Aliens.
Yeah.
These Cowboys are getting themselves in a little over their head.
Cowboys versus Bigfoot.
So that's kind of what we've been watching, what we're looking forward to coming out in the theaters on DVD. Holidays are coming up, so not too much going on. That will take us into our next break. This is Never Press Pause, episode 13. All right, guys, we are back from break. This is Never Press Pause, episode 13. We've just got done talking about what we've been playing, what we've been watching, got through that. Now we're going to hit up the fan question part. We're on Facebook, we're on Ustream. Hit us up with any questions, comments, or concerns you may have. We'd love answering those on air. Even if you just want to shout out, just let us know. We just like hearing from the fans and know that you guys are listening and enjoying what you're hearing. We're also going to talk about our picks. Are we going to go ahead and go do some of the Game of the Year awards, or do you guys want to wait?
We're going to do an end of the year show. I mean, we can maybe talk about what some of our favorite games were, but we won't make it.
Already.
Yeah,
I mean, we have kind of.
So we're going to kind of hold off on the Game of the Year kind of thing. I am going to let Bailey pull up the IGN Game of the Year.
No, that was for next year. Top games for next year.
Oh, top games for next year. So, do we want to look at that list maybe? Yeah. We may take a look at that list depending on how many questions and stuff we have. Other than that, if we have some grind our gears, we may get into that a little bit. But other than that, welcome back from break. This is Never Press Pause, episode 13. And like I said, hit us up on our Facebooks, anything like that, and we'll get started. So, I know we had put up another poll on our Ustream.
Yeah.
And the poll is...
what is your favorite gun in Black Ops? And we just kind of picked the guns that we saw people using more often than not. So we have the FAMAS, the 74U, and the AK-47 or other. And if you're voting on the Ustream, you can just type in there like somebody's already said that they like the Galil.
Well, the Galil is a good gun, so... Yeah. That's just another option to look at for what we're going to talk about.
I'm ready to go on this if you want to.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Top 10 games.
All right, these are top 10. This is the Xbox 360 list. Top 10 games, IGN, for the games of 2011. Now, some of these are multi-platform, so if you play on PS3, like the Batman, I'm sure Batman's going to be on here, so... it'll be on both, but this is 360 list, so it's going to have some exclusive 360 games. Number 10 is Gears of War 3.
I enjoyed Gears of War 2's single player.
I can't get into the multiplayer on Gears of War. I don't know why. The first one was real glitchy, and
people love it though. Yeah. I mean, the ones that love it, and they play it like crazy. So
I really enjoyed the first story mode. I didn't finish the second one because it just kind of got long and.
See, I enjoyed the second one better than the first one.
As far as the graphics, though, that's one of the best looking games still probably on the 360.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, number 9. Demo just released for this, Dead Space 2.
And we had all played that.
We've all three played Dead Space 1. I really like it. It was a big surprise how much I liked it.
I think there's a lot of people that probably never played Dead Space because it never got a lot of publicity or anything.
If we would have been podcasting about it, we could have talked about it.
Yeah, but I will say, that game came out probably 2 years ago. It came out last year. I mean, that was probably one of my favorite games of last year.
Yeah, it's a survival horror type game set in space. I did jump a couple times. The last scene I jumped about out of my seat. If you play it at dark, in the dark by yourself, you're going to jump a couple times. The demo, like we said, the demo just released. You can download it on Xbox or PS3, the demo. The game actually comes out next month, so it's going to be coming soon. I do know if you buy the PS3 version, it comes with a game. It comes with 2 games. The other game is a game they released for just the Wii, and it's a light gun game. And it comes for free with the PS3 version. So, I actually think I might get it for PS3 just because of that.
I thought I read somewhere too that they're going to do a how Dead Rising did the case 0.
Yeah.
The in between. I think I read that they were going to do one. To kind of bridge the gap in between the first game and the second game.
Well, they better hurry. It's getting ready.
Who knows what that is? Just kidding.
The next game coming out, not much has been released, or number 8 on the list is L.A. Noire. Or Noir, how do you say it?
L.A. Noire, yeah.
It's made by Rockstar, so the people that bring Red Dead and GTA. It sounds like a Grand Theft Auto type of game, maybe in the 40s, 50s, like a Mafia type game.
Keep it.
I'm sure it's gonna be good.
I mean, it's Rockstar.
Yeah,
and
they don't make bad games.
I'll tell you, they put a video up, and I don't even remember how I found it the other day, but they were talking about how this was going to be the most realistic looking game as far as people go.
Yeah.
And they showed some of the footage, and it is. I mean, it looks like watching that Polar Express movie or whatever.
So, like, I thought Heavy Rain looked pretty good with the facial animation.
Yeah, this looked better than Heavy Rain, I thought.
Number 7, another game I don't know much about. It's called Child of Eden. It's made. I did play a little bit of Rez and I've played Lumens a lot. We played Lumens a lot.
Yeah, we did.
It's by the guy that made it. It's like a light and music together game. I don't know much about it. I'm sure it'll probably be pretty good. Next one is Deus Ex or Deus Ex. I don't know how
Deus
to
Ex.
Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Dance Revolution?
No, I've never played the old ones. Have any of you all?
No, I've never even heard of it.
I've heard of them. They're pretty popular games back in the day. I watched the trailer for it and it looked awesome. Like it looked like a game I wish was coming out very soon. It looked really good. Next game, number 5 is Rage. Jeremy, you've seen stuff on Rage?
I've seen a little bit on it. It looks pretty cool.
It looks like kind of like Fallout. I mean, that's what it looks like. Not Fallout, but Borderlands. It looks a lot like Borderlands.
Ooh, Borderlands.
And really good graphics. Like, it's the guys that make Doom. So, you know it's going to have probably the best graphics around. But not a whole lot has been released on it. Number 4, this is we haven't talked about, but the Spike Video Games Awards were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
So this game was one that was announced on it. It's called Elder Scrolls. I guess that'd be 5.
5, yeah.
Elder Scrolls 5 is called Skyrim. I'm not big on my Roman numerals.
Clearly, but hey, you know.
I wish
who uses Roman numerals?
I wish it would have been like Elder Scrolls V.
But did you get much into the other Elder Scrolls game? What was it?
No, I hated it.
What was it?
Oblivion.
Oblivion, yeah. I liked it, but it was too big. Like, I didn't want to play it much.
I hated it. I did not like it. I think Fallout, Borderlands, and Red Dead are my open world.
But to me, Fallout and Oblivion is the same thing, but one's guns and one's swords. So.
See, maybe I'm more of a gun kind of guy then. I don't know.
Number 3 on the Xbox list is Portal 2. I've beat the first Portal, and it was really fun. It's kind of a puzzle game, but really funny. Like, have you all played it?
Well,
yeah, I
Portal,
played.
Man, that game.
I never played that one either.
It's got some humor in it. It's pretty funny. This robot, you're trapped in a cell, and this robot's like testing you. You're like a lab rat when you first start the game, and she promises cake at the end. Like the whole game, she's promising you cake. Like she makes a big deal about getting this cake, and at the end, you'll have to find out what happens. Number 2, and I'm sure this will probably be number 1 on all our list, is Batman Arkham City.
I honestly, there are a few games that I've looked forward to as much as that one. Probably as much fun as I had.
I pre-ordered it the other day.
Or the other one.
I had my $20 gamer credit from Black Ops, so I just went ahead. It runs out the 24th, so I just went ahead and pre-ordered Arkham City.
I may have to check that out. I can't. That's one of those games that we can sit there and.
And I think the thing too is like Arkham Asylum kind of caught everybody off guard. Like you didn't expect it to be that good.
But people,
in depth.
They don't make superhero games very good.
No,
I mean,
but it was so much more.
And that was
are we
actually
doing that one
shown
on PS3, or are we going to do it on Xbox this time?
Well, the only reason I bought it on PS3 because it lets you play as the Joker on the challenge,
which
was neat.
Yeah,
it was different, like a lot different playing as the Joker.
Oh yeah.
It's saying it's being released the third quarter of 2011.
They're saying right now that it'll probably be October, late October.
Okay. They also showed a trailer for it on the Spike Awards, and instead of just, which I'm sure the Joker will be a part of it, but the main villain was somebody I really don't know.
Hugo Strange. It's adapted from a graphic novel called Prey. And
Pray Eat Love?
No, just
Eat, Pray,
Prey. And so it's kind of from that story. But they have said the Joker will be involved, as well as Catwoman and Two-Face.
Well, the first trailer that came out with it had the Joker in it. Like, he was recovering, I guess, from the first one.
Yeah, and all these trailers that you're mentioning on the blog, I think last weekend, if you go back, you can find trailers for all of these.
Yeah.
Speaking of that on the blog, like G-Baby has figured out how to put videos up on our blog and clips and stuff like that. Like I said, he's doing a great job. It's ineverpresspause.blogspot.com. And like I said, we are going to transfer that over to our Never Press Pause site.
Any day now.
Anytime. And, no hurry on that. But like I just want to give a real quick shout out to Grant.
Like, we would
for all the
love to
work
see
he's done.
comments.
Yeah.
There's a little that you can leave comments on. It's some kind of small text at the bottom of each post we do, and a lot of times we'll ask questions like, "What do you think about this?" Leave us a comment or something like that, so we can maybe talk.
Yeah, and
about
I think what we may start doing is when we come in to record, we may throw something up like, say, "Hey, if you want to ask us any questions, throw them up here. We'll answer them on the podcast."
All right.
All right, number one on the list. Bill doesn't know because he's never played any of them, but
I
Mass
played
Effect
one
3.
of them for 5 minutes and it sucked.
Mass Effect 3. That's a good way to tell something's good for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think.
Who has Mass Effect 1? Is it either one of you? I need to borrow it then.
Okay.
Just give me the game. I'll play it over break.
I think a lot of people. Them putting that out basically within a year and a half. I'm kind of.
I'm worried about it. It's too quick.
Well,
But
I
it's
just
gonna be
don't
at the
think.
end of
I don't
fourth
think
quarter.
it'll be. I don't think it'll be out in 2011. But they're saying that they're actually going to release it both on PS3 and Xbox.
Yeah, they gave a release date. It's like 11 something on 11/9/11 or something like that.
So the whole story's too complicated to get into right now from the first and the second one. But the trailer they showed at the Video Game Awards for this one actually showed, which they have you played the first. You played the first one.
I played the first one. I've played a little bit of the second one.
All right.
It reminds me of Babylon 5.
They don't talk about Earth too much. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all the Earth people are out in outer space. Well, it looks like the third one, Earth's in trouble, and they're going back to save it. Commander Shepard is going to save it. So, it looked pretty good.
Well, and because you've got an Xbox only list, one of the other big games for next year is not on there, but Uncharted 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that looks
And
good.
they're already showing gameplay for that.
Yeah.
It looks
Because a lot of these trailers they showed, they're all CGI and everything, but the Uncharted 3 trailer, they cut into gameplay footage.
And there's already like a 15-minute video demo.
Yeah.
Of people playing it out there. PS3. I'm sure they have a couple of exclusives. I can't think of some of them right now.
All right, go ahead and let's. While you're looking that up for the exclusives for that, let's go ahead and talk about our little poll sample. And I see a lot of other, but you go ahead and talk about.
Yeah,
that.
actually, it was a tie. It was 42% said they liked the AK-47, and 42% went other, and then 14% said FAMAS. Nobody said the 74U, which I find odd because I see a lot of people
Everybody
using that
uses
gun.
I use it like nonstop. So maybe we should ask them their favorite launchers, the Stella or the.
Do you prefer one that's aircraft only lock on, or one that's a free lock?
Ballistic knife or crossbow.
Oh gosh, almighty! We could talk honestly. We could talk about Call of Duty. We could do a whole podcast on that one day. But with time being limited as it is, we won't get into that. Guys, let's go ahead and talk about the PlayStation 3 top 10s, and we'll read off some lists of the Video Game Award winners as well.
All right, some big names throw out there. A lot of people may not know about this game. It's called The Last Guardian. It's made by the people that made Eco and Shadow of the Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
I liked both of those games.
And look up the trailer. Look up Last Guardian. It looks crazy. There's a little boy that looks kind of like the Eco boy, and there's a huge. Have you all seen it? It looks like raccoon dog.
Raccoon dog.
Rat. Yeah, it's a raccoon
Super
rat
dog.
dog. It's huge, and I'm sure you're using it somehow, kind of like the beast things in Shadow of the Colossus. Another big release, Killzone 3. It comes out in February. I played a lot of the online. Nobody I know really plays online PS3 much, so I played it by myself. But I played an awful lot of Killzone 2. I really liked it a lot. But as far as PS3 exclusive, that's about it as far as on the list to look forward to.
Okay, so all right, do we have a list up for Game of the Year for the Xbox 360 Video Game Awards for 2010? Do we know who won?
Their Game of the Year was Red Dead.
Red Dead?
Yep. And Entertainment Weekly named their Game of the Year as Red Dead as well. X-Play named Mass Effect 2 as their Game of the Year.
And they're a little bit nerdier than the mainstream. I
and
mean,
then
we're gonna know more about the video game
and then
world.
IGN and Giant Bomb and all those people next week will probably be putting their list out. And we will be doing ours live on January 12th.
And where are we going to be doing that from?
We will be at the Smokehouse Grill.
Smokehouse Grill,
Hembree.
77 in Berea.
And we had a great turnout for the live show we did at Mario's, and hopefully January 12th, you can go ahead and put that on the calendar around 7 o'clock. Show up down there. And
do you think any of the Game of the Year quotes that we say will be on boxes for the Game of the Year?
It probably will be like never press pause. Or they'll probably just do MPP all caps.
Like,
And be like,
there'll be
MPP says
award sticker on
on MPP Game of the Year.
Mass Effect 2.
No, it won't be.
And it'll say MPP's Game of the Year award.
Yeah.
So maybe we can look forward to having that.
No, we may be one of those that it's like 50.
Let me roll in here.
Okay.
Chad Hembree in studio with us.
I got to brag on these guys for a minute. Not only am I enjoying this show incredibly,
thank you,
but I got to brag on you. On January the 12th, these gentlemen will be live.
We just told them that.
Yeah, like you said. And I'm very excited. We have a very large space there. We need a lot of people to fill it up. We want it to be full. It's not a small room like when we do at Mario's. It's a huge room.
Everybody had fun at Mario's.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of people.
It was a really good time.
And
I had a blast.
It's a great place to do it also because if you haven't been to the Smokehouse, they have that nice fireplace right in the room where we do this. It's nice and toasty. On a good January evening, it's a nice place to be.
And plus, they've got really good steak sandwiches. All right, Chad, we've got you in studio. You do Tech Talk. You're on the air and you're on the radio all the time. You've been playing any StarCraft? Did you get any StarCraft 2 going on lately?
My wife hates you all at the moment.
I don't that. My girlfriend hates them as much as I'm sure she hates us right now. So you've been enjoying it, or?
I love StarCraft.
Did you beat single player? Or?
I'm just doing the single player, but I've beat the.
I went back through it. I've been playing it again and doing stuff with it.
I'm just now getting to the point where I'm experimenting with the AI stuff, on the harder levels, and love it.
Oh, it's
absolutely
great.
Love it.
It's an amazing game.
It's fun.
I mean, it was 12, 13 years in the making, but worth every minute. I guess I didn't even know I was waiting for this game.
I just can't. I mean, the gameplay is so smooth. The things that the plethora of things you can do. I mean, it's like endless.
Yeah.
You just keep building and changing and modifying.
And for a game where you build up armies, instead of saying, all right, build up your army, they'll build up theirs, and you go against each other. They put so many different goals and things that you do in each mission.
We started working on the achievements. Eventually, we started going back through like campaign modes and going for achievements and the secret mission and that I'd completely missed the first time through and stuff like that. So, I mean, the game is amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Game of the Year material?
I would definitely say it'd be a nominee, yeah.
Oh, it's definitely
don't spill the beans. Make sure everybody comes out on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
The 12th, right?
Yep.
The day
Absolutely. The 12th, and we'll be at Smokehouse, exit 77 in Berea. And that's, like you said, it's going to be a great venue, and we appreciate Smokehouse. We appreciate Chad Hembree's studio. And Dwayne, thank you so much for running the polls today.
I like that.
Absolutely great. Love being live for you guys, and I had a blast. So, once again, thank you guys so much for letting us be in the studio and getting our podcast on the air and going. We've been having a blast with it. So.
Well, we're loving every minute of it.
Well,
and
we appreciate
also, you're on YouTube now. Did you share
that? We hadn't got to that yet.
All right. Well, that's big news.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we are on YouTube. Actually, if you go to YouTube and type in "Never Press Pause," we're the first thing that pops up. And we have our first episode on there, and then our latest episode that went up, episode 10, is on there now.
And you won't see the green screen.
You won't see the green screen. You will see all of the cool little slides and stuff we've got. Awesome. It looks great.
And you have your own channel on Ustream.
Yeah, Ustream. We've got our own channel. So we're growing. We're getting big. We never thought this stuff would happen from a year ago being in Bailey's living room to being on YouTube now.
Absolutely.
Bill will be able to walk in the door. His head's getting sick.
Well, the next step will be iTunes.
I tell you, once I'm on iTunes, I just may walk around with a shirt.
I've already worked and sealed the deal. You'll be on iTunes, but it'll be probably first quarter.
Good deal. I'm going to walk around with a shirt that says "I'm on iTunes. Are you?" Question mark.
See, I was going to be able to throw the audio version on iTunes really quick for you. That's what I was shooting for.
That's all I listen to is audio.
I was holding out to try to get the MP4 version as well, so we can do the video cast. So they'll both be on there.
That'd be great. Absolutely wonderful. Well, like we said, we'd like to thank Hembree Studio. Don't forget to check them out on BreaOnline.com. He does Tech Talk every Wednesday as well. Gets those up there on the website as well. Check him out. Check out the guys from Tech Talk. This has been episode 13 for Never Press Pause. Guys, don't forget, hit us up on our website, neverpresspause@yahoo.com. You can follow us. That's our email. I get a little ahead of myself. You can follow us at Twitter at neverpresspause. Don't forget to join our fan page on Facebook. We've got our blog spot going on neverpresspause.blogspot.com, but we're going to run that over to neverpresspause.com on our own page. Don't forget to follow us on BreaOnline.com. You can check us out there. And what was the one? Richmond
Connected.
RichmondConnected.com as well. So don't forget to check out those websites. Guys, had a blast. Great being back in studio with you.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed it as much as us. Dwayne, once again, thank you so much for the polls. Chad, thanks for letting us in studio. We've been having a great time. Let's keep up the good work. And remember, fans, never press pause.